Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell. Welcome back to another chat about video games.
Yes.
There's been some news. Well, some reveals.
There's been some reveals.
Some reveals.
There's been some, well, I wouldn't say sad news, but like, oh, I understand.
Yeah, like, are we talking about Cyberpunk there?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to kick off very quickly with Cyberpunk's been delayed
Till November.
Till November, but that's fine.
Yes.
I'm fine.
They did announce that, though, it is backwards compatible. So if you get it for PS4, it'll work on PS5.
Yes.
And apparently you'll be able to automatically upgrade to the PS5 version when it launches, which confirms what everyone knew. There was going to be a PS5 version.
Yeah.
And same goes for Xbox Series X.
My question is that going to be a digital version?
Probably.
Probably just a digital
I can't
version.
see how it would work on a physical. I mean, if you buy the disc, he probably knows you've got it, and therefore will give you access to the digital PS5 version.
I'll be all right with that.
Which is
I'd
like
be down for that.
it's the only way that it could work. You can't like
Give out a
I can't
first.
see how they could get like you bought a PS4 version
that's what
and
I'm
then
saying.
you're given a PS5 version like 3 months down the line.
That's what I mean is like if you bought the game from like hard copy. If you got the PS5, would you get the digital version?
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting them to be like, oh, you bought the hard copy. Here's a disc. I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, they've come out and there is a I think it was like it's on the website CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
Where they're saying it's basically we don't release games until we're happy
that it's ready. I think they did the same with The Witcher 3 as well. I think that the last time it got delayed before launch, they basically said, look guys, we know you want this, we know you're waiting, but it's just not right at the moment. It needs a little bit longer in the oven. And if this means that, this delay to Cyberpunk means that the staff at CD Projekt Red don't have to go through crunch to get it out, hopefully, then I'm all for it. We've waited 3 years?
I think 3 years.
Roughly around about 3 or 4 years?
Maybe 2 to 3. I think. I can't remember when it was first announced.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 3 years. I think
about
3
3
years was
years.
the first announcement. Then was the first announcement at E3.
Yeah.
Then we got like not the game, sort of like a gameplay trailer, but not a full thing at the following E3.
Yeah, and then
And
the
then
year after. Last
E3
year
we
was
got Keanu Reeves.
We got Keanu Reeves. Because Keanu Reeves won
yeah,
E3 last year.
Yeah, so it'll be about just over 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's fine. That's all good. As long as, like you said, they're not putting staff through crunch or
which considering the situation the world's in at the moment, is like the worst thing you could probably do to someone.
Yeah.
Because 9 out of 10 staff are probably working from home,
Aye.
which means you're forcing them to crunch at home, which means there's no break at all from their work. It's like, look, I understand, people like Bobby Kotick probably expect their fucking staff to be handcuffed to the desks to get stuff like card out of the door on time, or Andrew Robot Wilson.
Android Wilson.
Android Wilson.
You probably got his name wrong, It's
No, it's Andrew Wilson.
Is it Wilson?
Yeah.
I didn't.
The moment you said it, I was like, "Yeah, that's him."
I don't even.
I apologise to all.
Speaking of,
I apologise to all androids who take offence to being associated to Android Wilson.
Speaking of Mr. Wilson, the EA Nintendo Direct thing that they did.
I'm literally gonna stop saying they can't be any worse than last year.
So stupid. It was so bad.
It was really bad.
Okay, right. It wasn't bad. It was just.
Yeah, it was bad.
It just didn't. So this is just my opinion. It didn't seem like they really needed to do what they did.
Yeah.
Mainly because it just didn't seem like they had a lot.
On the saving grace, they didn't go on about any of the sports games. For once.
That's true.
I'm trying to remember what they started off with. It was just so... Yeah, they had a bit with The Sims about, like, diversity and that. I'm like, it's not.
Was it not more? They had a bit of Sims with the diversity thing, which I was expecting some sort of diversity thing because that's what all the companies are doing at the moment.
Yes. Yeah, because
they're doing a big diversity thing because we're
here's
we're
the
all
one
absolute
thing.
morons.
Yeah. No. Here's the one thing I will say about the likes of EA, Activision, and the whatnot going on about like, oh, we're with you, right? If you treat your staff decently, I actually might believe you're sincere when you come out with this shit.
Yeah.
But if you can't even give a crap about your own staff, the odds of you giving a crap about total strangers is 0.
Very true.
So
I was expecting that. Right. So they announced. I think they announced a new DLC for Sims 4, or was it Sims 5 that they announced? I think it was just the DLC, wasn't it?
I think
this is how boring it was. I can't remember.
It wasn't. There wasn't much in detail. They were basically going on about the new season for Apex Legends, which was basically just new skins and a redesigned part of the map. Which, for people who like Apex Legends,
that's probably a good thing for them
because it means like that they're still developing for it.
But I don't play Battle Royale, so yeah.
I would prefer Titanfall 3, but
we may one day get it. We may one day.
Beggars can't be choosers.
But at the moment, I've planted my flag with Bloodborne 2, so until I get that, Titanfall 3 can go by the wayside.
Anyway,
at the moment. What else did they get? I'm trying to go through it before we get to the Star Wars thing.
I think they had their EA Origin program, the indie developer bit they do, which is like the one good thing that they do. It doesn't excuse for all the shit they pull, but their originals program is not. It is a good program. And it gets us games like A Way Out.
Yes.
Speaking of, the director, Mr. F. the Oscars.
F. the Oscars.
He unveiled his next game, his studio's next game. I can't remember. It Takes Two. I think it was something like. I can't remember. I can't remember what the title's called.
This is what I mean.
But basically, the whole premise is like these two toys for this girl come to life because of like her parents are going through a divorce. So, and it's very clearly very early stage of development. But his previous games have been really good. I think he deserves like the faith to be put into that it'll be a good game. Because of his track record.
Brothers is good, and A Way Out is good. He's got, and he's generally quite entertaining when he's drunk.
And and do you know what? The stories can be really emotional.
The A Way Out. I've not played Brothers, but A Way Out is it's a pretty good story.
I've not personally played Brothers, but I've seen other people play, and it is quite emotional for something that has no dialogue.
Yeah,
it is very emotional. Really good. The story beats are really well done.
Okay.
So he deserves for us to like say we have faith that it could be a good game. So
did they not talk about anything else? Did they definitely not talk about any sports games?
Very little. They did show like here comes the new sports games, but it was the 5 seconds of pre-rendered.
These are all our sports games.
Pre-rendered. It was basically like Madden and FIFA, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like I am starting to feel really sorry for. Well, not necessarily really sorry because it means that there's not as much bullshit in your game, but hockey fans and all of the other sports games that EA have licensing for, it's like. Dude, your games are going to get no development whatsoever.
Aye.
But it was literally like not even 5 minutes. Nothing. No actual like.
Yeah. I don't. So I'm trying to think. How long was the actual thing?
I think it was about an hour.
Really?
Yeah, it was about an hour.
The fuck did they show?
Fuck off.
I literally can't remember anything. I can remember which we're going to talk about in 2 seconds. I can remember Star Wars,
Yeah.
and I can remember the Apex Legend thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember anything else.
They announced Skate 4. And that is it with Skate 4. They announced
They just announced it. They literally they literally didn't have anything. They had nothing for
It's
that
literally
thing.
like
They
something
had
that
Star
was
Wars
agreed to in the
Squadrons,
morning.
and I think they realised the Star Wars Squadrons. I don't think there's that. I think they realised that Star Wars Squadrons isn't going to be as big a deal as they thought it was going to be originally. Because I don't, as much as
Once
it
the
is
details came out, yeah.
because it's a space flight game, and I'm sorry, but space flight games are a niche market.
Yeah, in a sense they are.
No, there is no in a sense. They are a niche market.
Yes, but the thing is, though, is the point I'm making is that it's a big enough niche market to actually make money. The problem
Yeah, but
is
we're talking about EA here.
EA
That's what I'm on about.
don't want just a profit; they want all the money.
Yeah.
The thing, right? Here's the thing, right? Pet peeve. I'm gonna get my peeves about my complaints about this game already out of the way. Okay. One. Where's my goddamn B-wing? Where's my goddamn B-wing?
No, you're gonna have those weird bomber things
No, they were Y-wings.
from. No. What I mean is the weird bomber things from.
The
Last Jedi.
No.
That's what you're
They showed all the ships. There may be more later on.
No, that's
They
what I'm
add
saying.
stuff.
You're not gonna get. You're not gonna get. a B-wing.
I want my
You're gonna-
goddamn B-wings.
You're not gonna get the B-wing. You're gonna get that weird bomber ship from the Last Jedi.
Oh god,
You're not gonna get a B-wing.
that was terrible. That literally was like, how the fuck did that even get out of production? How the hell did you build a prototype and go, yeah, we can put this into full production? Well, anyway, let's get back to my. I mean, they're not really complaints. It's 5v, so it's 5v5. Now, to anyone in the know, a squadron for flight simulator for flight aircraft, space borne craft. A squadron is 12. Worthy of a 7. Second point gripe. They're building it off like, oh yeah, switch between. You're going to be a composition of different ships. That's not how squadrons work. Squadrons work at the most at their most efficiency when they are in a flight.
Yeah.
Together, right? So, and they're going off like the reason why I'm bringing this up is because they have literally said no, we want to go towards the X-wing versus TIE Fighter, the more simulator style. It's in DICE. Clearly, it's in the Frostbite engine.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I think it's DICE who were doing all the Star Wars, all the like the first person
multiplayer battle and
multiplayer stuff for Star Wars.
But like, okay, so it's like you're moving towards a more simulation, like X-wing and the TIE Fighter series, where you like can shove energy into your shields or weapons or thrusters, which is cool. I love that. I'm really into that. Good job. The thing is like a squadron is only as good as its weakest component. And if you have this, there's a reason why you don't get an American squadron of fighters and have like 2 Raptors and a blooming and a assault bomber.
Alright.
I'm trying to remember what the name is. It's the Warthog.
Okay.
The big one with the jet engine in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you don't have that. Do you know why? Because the fighters have to fly at a slower speed as the ground attack craft. Because they have to keep in formation. Because then they can mass their firepower on whatever comes up. Which means the advantages of the Raptors, its speed and maneuverability, is gone out the window. So I'm like, here's the thing: it's like 5v5. Why 5v5? Why only 10 people? When Battlefield 2, the space battles had, I think, 32 on each side, question mark? Like 16 to 32? It's like, Okay, just 24 on each side, 2 squadrons each. Just go all out.
Oh.
Maybe they're worried that the Battlefront 2 kind of burnt a very big bridge.
It did. It did burn a very large bridge.
Burnt a very large bridge. The thing is like I'm. This is the thing that excites me the most with Star Wars. Like when you take the Jedi out. When you take the Jedi and the Sith out and their shenanigans that against each other, right? I literally go on. Like my favorite series is the series of books is the X-Wing series. It's also why Wedge Antilles is the greatest pilot ever in Star Wars, and Poe Dameron can go kiss his ass.
I do think. I think they were. I saw some people get kind of excited for this game. At the same time, I looked at it and just went, "This isn't as big a deal as you think it is."
There's a lot.
Especially,
of it.
I just want to look at. I look at EA and go, "This is not as big a deal as you actually."
The thing
think
is,
that this is.
like, the plus points for this game, right, is that apparently there's not going to be no microtransactions. They're not selling it as a live service, which means there's no going to be
No season pass.
no
or
season
anything
pass,
like
no
that.
bullshit added on at the
Yeah.
end after it's been out and released and reviewed, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, buy these loot boxes now.
That's very true.
Like Activision.
It's very anti-EA.
So yeah, it's very un-EA. It's almost as if there's a certain part of where the licenses come from has literally gone, stop your bullshit. Otherwise, we are
pulling the
literally
license.
finding you in breach of the contract we signed.
Alright.
Don't worry, our lawyers are really good. We'll find something.
I'll tell you something. If they decide to make a new Bounty Hunter game, I'm in for it. Especially because EA, they had Guerrilla make it. Was it Guerrilla? Not Guerrilla. I'm trying to think. The devs that made Dead Space. Visceral, that's the one. They were
making what's it called?
It's just like 2039 or something.
Yeah.
Star Wars 2039.
2039, which
something
was
like that. And it was like you were a bounty hunter.
yeah. The thing was right. It was set. If I remember correctly, and this is just me going off memory. It was set on Coruscant.
Yeah,
You weren't on. It wasn't like Coruscant as what we see in the movies and all that, where it's like everyone's in these giant towers.
It was on the ground.
It was down in the depths where all like and this is the thing that I always really want to give me more of this.
Give me the meat and potatoes.
Give me more of this, like, because in the lore of Star Wars, at least in the Legends, in the lore of Star Wars, is like when the Empire, when Palpatine became Emperor, and all non-human races were pretty much turned into second-class citizens.
Yeah.
And they were basically like they were thrown, well, not thrown, but they were
Forced.
moved.
Yeah.
Moved to the lower levels, and the lower levels in Coruscant, in Legends, were not a nice place.
No.
You know, it was very rarely it was damp, dirty, dreary. Like, it's not the bright place you see in like the prequel trilogy. It's like, no, ground level, it is nasty,
Well,
full of gangs, drugs. It was a not nice
Yeah.
place to be.
and yeah, I think the game you were a bounty hunter.
Yeah, and you were basically going down
going
into like that area.
into the area,
And
which
one
I
of-
thought was a really good. I really want them to pick that back up.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be such a good
But that was one of the
idea.
games. That was one of the
games that got cancelled.
That was one of
Because
the
if I
games.
remember
that EA
correctly, that was one of the one. I was a Thingy Pratchett wrote the story for it.
Terry Pratchett.
No, Terry
No.
Pratchett. His daughter. Because
Oh.
she writes.
She writes
stories for
games. Yeah. Well, possibly. I don't know. But yeah, it was definitely like really piquing my. I was really interested in that, and then EA EA started going on along the lines of, "Oh, single player games are dead."
Yeah.
Oh,
And then they cancelled. They took out the studio. They shot it in the head.
Yeah.
And yeah, the game got cancelled.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because
Isn't that also the game that we saw footage of? No, it got morphed into something else, and we saw footage of it, like where the guy's walking towards what's clearly like First Order, like paraphernalia, like flags and all that.
Yeah,
That was that game, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah,
Come on, EA. Not happy. Not cool dudes.
I think EA are just trying to keep, at the moment, EA are trying to keep their heads down because they know the storm's coming. The government bodies with loot boxes have literally started like going, okay, it's a new government session.
Yes.
Time to see how we can tax this. And this is the thing. This is the thing, right? Even if you're as cynical as me and do not believe that most of the governments will actually give a shit about it being gambling or not, right? They will regulate it. Because if they can mark it as gambling, they can tax it.
That's very true.
For a lot of money. So, and that's a plus because then EA won't be able to, just...
Well, for one, they might
die of death.
Yeah, they might actually have to make good games.
Yeah.
For one, they might actually have to, for any of their
sports franchise.
studios. No, they can keep the sports franchise.
No, I'm just saying for the sports franchises, they would actually have to make a reason for people to buy it instead of just going, you want to be part of the new Football Ultimate Team?
They want to use the
FIFA Ultimate
yeah, they
Team?
They can't really rely on FOMO.
Yeah,
anymore.
if you want to be in this season's FIFA Ultimate Team thing, you have to get the recent game and then buy all your cards again.
They may have to go out on a limb and actually let one of their studios that they own to actually make an original game.
Oh, you mean like what they did with Respawn?
Yeah.
With Jedi Fallen Order?
Yeah, they might actually have to do it instead of just being like, well, everybody's complaining that we haven't made a single-player Star Wars game, so we'll let Respawn make one.
Yeah, and
then obviously Fallen Order just...
Fallen Order did very well. Deservedly so. Deservedly so.
Still haven't played that game.
It's a good game. Look, you're not a massive Star Wars fan, so it's fine.
It's true. But yeah, they might actually have to do that. So we may end up with EA going back to, was it PS3? Yeah, PS3. The start of the PS3 sort of Xbox 360 and PS3 sort of gen when Dead Space came out, Army 2 came out, Army 2, Titanfall.
Actually, I think they didn't have Respawn when Titanfall 1 came out.
Titanfall 2 was when EA took over. Because Titanfall 1 was, I think, Microsoft. They didn't own it, but they helped to Respawn, so that's why it was an Xbox exclusive. But yeah, I'm hoping that with the whole loot box thing that's coming along, I'm hoping that EA actually as well as Activision, which to be fair, Activision has gone a bit more proactive into it with the I would argue that with the Spyro trilogy coming out, with Crash, the Crash remakes, there have been other games that I think have been announced, but for the life of me I can't remember. So they have been a bit more proactive than EA have. So I'm hoping that EA can come out and be like, yeah, look at all this new stuff. Because there's a lot of companies now that are coming out with a lot of...
The problem with that idea is that EA have been like this way before loot boxes was a thing.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm saying I'm hoping.
Westwood Studios, Bullfrog...
Oh, I know all this. I know all this. What I'm saying is I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
All we can do is hope. I won't have any confidence in EA actually changing because they've had plenty of time to change and they haven't. They'll just find another way to do bullshit.
And then the last thing that they announced was, and literally that was all it was, Skate 4. There wasn't a reveal trailer.
Skatefall is a
So
thing.
in other words, basically, they haven't even started development on the game yet. They're just saying, "Oh, we're now developing Skate 4."
Yeah, it's as if they decided to do that in the morning.
They literally decided to do that at the last minute because I think they saw what was in their little
and they
thing
saw
and saw that there was nothing there. They noticed. I think they realized that Star Wars Squadron wasn't going to be as big of a deal.
Yeah.
As they thought.
Here's
it
the
was.
thing, right? Here's the thing. Star Wars Squadron, the reveal trailer was great, and then they started talking about details. And look, story campaign, I'm down for that. A story campaign involving both the New Republic and the remnants of the Empire. I'm down for that. I just don't think 5v5 is enough.
Most likely, my thing is maybe the dev team. They probably just had a small dev team.
Oh yeah, it's clearly a project that was
because
done.
apparently it's only going to be something like 30 to 35 quid. It's not even going to be a full.
Yeah, and it's going to be a full. Like once you buy, that's it. You've got the full game.
Yeah. So most likely this has been like a small dev team.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like I want it to do well, because then they can this small dev team can go, look how well it's done. Give us a bigger team, and we'll make a proper.
Here's the thing: it will do well. I think it will do well, right? I don't think it's going to do
well enough.
EA.
No,
well.
that's what I'm saying. I want it to. It's one of these things. Like I want it to do well, but I really, really, really don't like giving EA money right now. I really don't like giving EA money.
I don't really mind, as long as if the game's good, I don't mind. But I'm not going to be buying this game.
The problem is like it just feels like I'm encouraging them to be more dicks.
That's true.
It's just like I don't like this.
That's true.
It's like I say, it's like, look, EA, I'm never going to touch your football games now. I'm not touching them. I am not going. And I like my sports games.
Yeah,
I do. All types of sports. I'm a wide berth of variations from ice hockey to NFL to baseball to football. I like all. I like because sports games.
Would you buy a sports game if it was extreme ironing?
No.
I want somebody to make that now. I want somebody to make it.
The thing is like sports games have the unique ability to just naturally have stories develop around them.
Yes.
Without any sort of scripting put in. And that's the thing I love about sports games. It's why I look at the the FIFA series now and go, fuck off. Because the career mode has had no development whatsoever, except for the last one, and then they fucked that up.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
So I don't want. I want an actual like proper. We've come to the point where like, if not to the same level of depth as Football Manager, I want something like that in my career.
I tell you something. I think if FIFA put in like a manager mode, like a proper manager mode, I think it'd do well.
Yeah.
If they did like a FIFA manager, even if it was just like its own game, a FIFA manager mode.
Well, no, they had FIFA Manager 2000.
Yeah, I know.
And it didn't do well. And this is why. No. This is one of the reasons why career mode is so fucking shit, because they don't fucking. It's like they don't want to put the effort into it.
Because I would definitely play a manager game for FIFA, for like that sort of style. I'd definitely play that game.
No, this is the
thing.
thing.
If they put the effort in. I have because you said they did a manager mode, a manager game. I guarantee that they did that, but I expected it just to sell well because I had FIFA on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they didn't really.
The problem
put
is that I think it came out at the same time that you had Championship Manager, which it was either just before Championship Manager transmorphed into Football Manager, or just before, right? And then I think it was during the PS2 era. So you also had on consoles LMA Manager, which I really wish they'd make another one. I really wish Codemasters would just this once. Mate, I loved LMA Manager. I loved it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a good game. Even with its like quirks, like Ibrahimovic scoring from the halfway line.
Oh my god!
with a rocket,
yeah,
just like kick off, rocket, bang, goal.
It's
It was
just
great. But
absolute
anyway,
nonsense.
no. But like I say, EA has a chance to I think they're holding their heads down because of what's coming.
I just don't see the point in them doing that live stream thing
No.
that they did. There was no
There
point.
was no need.
You could have just announced Star Wars Squadrons, and that would have been it.
I'm not even going to bother saying that they can't get any worse because I've said that the last 2 years and it's that.
You could have just. You could have done anything.
A stationary
You could have announced anything
a
else.
stationary cup sat in front of a camera with the game titles going across it and then footage of the games.
Yeah,
That would have been better.
yeah.
It was.
There was just no need.
There was no need.
They really didn't have anything.
It's almost as if they had their plans for E3 and E3 was cancelled
Could you imagine what they're?
and they spent the entire time panicking about what to do.
Could you? I want to know what the hell if that was their thing for E3 that they were going to show off.
Yeah, that's their thing instead of E3.
Yeah, but that's more of their. It's their Nintendo Direct. Cause that's
Yeah, I
what they're
know,
doing now.
but it's
If that was everything that they had for the E3 announcement stuff, what the fuck were they going to do with their E3 thing?
they were going to do more on. They were going to
That's-
do more on sports games.
More sports games.
That's what they were going to do. They were going
Look,
to do more.
look
on
what you
sports-
can do now with the ball in FIFA. You can now flick it.
There's
up
already a news article out on
72
BBC.
ways.
There's already a news article out on BBC saying that this FIFA is going to be the most realistic ever.
On BBC.
Yeah,
Oh,
again,
to fucking BBC.
just like last year and the year before,
BBC
year
needs
before
to
that.
go to the
Yeah.
corner and sort itself out.
and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that, all the way back to the PS1.
Right. Anyway, we're going to talk about something that I like.
Yeah.
Some people don't like, but that's perfectly fine. It's up to you. And it does suck. It still has the season pass thing, but I don't mind. They're their own company now, so I kind of get the whole season pass.
Yeah,
thing.
they've got to find.
They're an
they've got
independent. They are
they've
now
got
an
to fund themselves.
independent company. They are Bungie, and they have announced the new expansion pass, the new expansion for Destiny. They also announced that there isn't going to be a Destiny 3. We are which is what I said a while ago, which is when Bungie announced that they were splitting with Activision. That I did say that I thought
Yes.
that we weren't going to get a Destiny 3.
Yeah.
We're
They're
now
just going to
gonna
build
get-
on Destiny.
We're now just
2.
going to get expansions.
To be perfectly honest, they should really just drop the 2 now.
I think that's the plan. I think we are now just going to be... Because everybody just calls it Destiny anyway.
Yeah.
Nobody calls it Destiny 2.
Um,
I'm really happy with this. We're getting the Stranger back, who we have not seen since
the end of
Destiny. Vanilla Destiny.
Vanilla Destiny, the vanilla campaign in Destiny. That is the last time you see her. She's back. I want to see if the rumors between that she's the sister of.
She is the sister of Anna
That
Bright.
that
is
being
true.
confirmed.
If you go through, you can actually find lore that does actually correlate with that.
I want to
It
see those
is
two
full of-
interact.
I would like that. I still want to find out. Actually, the Stranger could end up being the new Hunter Vanguard, because we haven't had we don't know who took the bet with Cade.
Who took the bet with Cade? And here's the thing.
Hunter is the Stranger is a
Here's
Hunter.
the thing, right? With Destiny, right? The Vanguard has always been a hunter, warlock, and a titan, and it's always been one of the 3 different races as well. Exo, is it right?
Exo, human, and Awoken.
Zavala is the Awoken.
Ikora is the
Ikora's
human.
and Cade was the XO. So I can see them just going with another XO hunter,
Which I'll be fine with.
which from the list. You see, this is the thing. It's not going to be a
It can't be anybody like Dredgen, like the Drifter, or
Yeah, it can't.
it can't be Saint 14.
Oh, Saint 14's a Titan.
Exactly.
I mean, I put it this way, right? I would not mind Zavala stepping down and Saint 14 becoming the leader of the Vanguard.
I think everybody would be like.
I want that Russian.
Same
I want that
14's
Russian
bad.
bastard to be my leader. You know, as a Titan, as a chosen child of Bungie, as a Titan. I'm looking forward to the new season. It looks really cool. That we're getting a new subclass.
Yes, darkness.
Darkness,
which
which
kind of looks like ice.
frost.
Looks like
Yeah,
ice.
Basically, I'm gonna be calling it ice.
Yeah,
Arc
it's
is like
ice.
Arc is lightning. Void is purpley shit. Void is. I mean, yeah. I tend to call Arc lightning anyway. So
Yeah, lightning. Arc's lightning. Solar is fire.
Yeah.
Void is your purple magic stuff.
Yeah.
And now we're getting ice.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Which is good. It's a new subclass, so it gives us new stuff to do, which is always lovely.
And we're getting
Plus,
a new.
our frost has always been there because Cold Heart is a frost gun,
Yeah. It
and
just,
I think it's the only frost gun at this time. I don't think there's been another one that uses sort of ice. It's just been Cold Heart's been in
gives
the
them a
Arc
wee-
class because it's blue.
yeah. It gives them. The thing is, also it opens up a whole lot of new gun types as well that they can do.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Always lovely. They're getting rid of the lesser used maps, or the lesser liked ones, like Mercury's going away.
Mercury, the smallest map ever, which was it was an insult.
Yeah,
That map.
Mercury's going away, which
Mars.
is good. No, I think they're keeping Mars. Titan's going away.
Titan, no one goes on Titan.
No one goes on Titan really, and
Unless
I think
it's
Io was the other one that's going away.
Io's going.
Which I actually think, if they do it right, because I think Io was the next planet that was going to be eaten, so they could actually do that.
Yeah,
a
the
lot.
Leviathan is basically at this very moment in time eating.
The Leviathan's going away as well, which
Yeah.
in lore you could just have his Leviathan eats Io and then sods off.
Yeah, because the Emperor. The Emperor has a.
Um,
It's weird. The Emperor of the Cabal. He's weird.
He has, right, in lore, if you can do, like, obviously in Destiny now, instead of finding the cards, you can find dead ghosts, which give you cards and all that sort of stuff. But you can find out through the lore by doing certain things. I think the Leviathan, if you do things in the raid, which kind of sucks for me because I don't have a raid team.
We're not real
not enough of
raiders.
them.
Yeah,
No.
no, we're not real. And we're
there's-
not real raiders anyway.
Yeah, we're not really raiders. I'm more of just a go out and shoot things guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, in the Leviathan, you can
learn that
he has sort of like a weird fetish for Guardians.
Yeah, he has fan art. He has like fan fiction for.
Yeah,
Guardians.
for Guardians, he has a weird fetish
Yeah.
for Guardians.
I mean,
So,
I mean, to be perfectly honest, considering what in the story wise is looking like is going to happen, with the darkness showing up.
yeah, the way things are
The
going.
darkness is showing up is like, if I was the Emperor, yeah, I'd be like, okay, even if we haven't et Io now, we're leaving.
Yeah.
We're getting the fuck out.
That's
of here.
another thing. We're with Shadowkeep, we've been learning about the darkness a little bit, not loads. We've learned a little bit about the darkness. We also know that Sabathun is the one, especially with what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Sabathun is the one that's kind of stopping us
Finding out what the hell is actually going on.
to actually talk to the darkness. She's kind of like getting in the way.
Yeah.
So
And Sabathun, for people who don't know, is the sister of Crota?
Oryx.
Oryx. Oh, she's Oryx.
She's the sister. She's one of the sisters of Oryx.
Yeah, which means that she, and that's why it's all a bunch of Taken coming in.
Yes. But anyway, yeah, we're getting the new season. They've announced that. They've also announced two other ones that are coming later on.
Yeah.
One, for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. But the other one is called the Witch Queen.
The Witch Queen, which will be
Sabathun.
Sabathun. Sabathun's the big bad. At the moment, Sabathun is being billed as the big bad.
Yeah. They
for
also
this next story.
Yeah, they also announced that we're getting some older stuff back from original
Vault of
Destiny.
Glass.
So they announced that they were getting the Vault of Glass back,
Vault of Glass.
which would be great because I really like the Vault of Glass.
The Vault of Glass is
much
the
fun.
Vault of Glass is everything that's great about Destiny raiding. The Leviathan is everything that's bad about about Destiny raiding.
Yeah, it's just a bit too technical.
Yeah,
I think,
after Crota, I feel the Taken King.
Taken King was the
Taken
first.
King raid.
Taken King raid was the first one where they kind of introduced those sort of mechanics.
Yeah, I know, but the thing was that they didn't overwhelm you, and then Siva.
Yeah.
Shiva, not Shiva, Ziva virus. The
Yeah.
raid that involved that and the Fallen. That was just overwhelming. Like so many.
I don't think it was overwhelming. I think there was just too much of it in there that it kind of made the raid a bit boring.
Yeah, but also it's like there was too much to pay attention to. You had, like, especially the final boss was like, "Yo, this is happening. You got to do this," and then the over here. And it's like, I'm just a Titan. I'm just here to shoot things.
A lot of talking to each other about like what's going on instead of just like. Whereas Vault of Glass and
Crota, you had basically a squad,
and even Oryx.
Yeah,
we were
you
just
had a leader. You had a raid leader who would tell what to do.
Aye.
And everyone else was be able to like. So like only one person had to really pay attention to everything that was going around.
Yeah.
And
I think the
later raids and even the Leviathan, it's like everyone has to be paying attention to everything.
I think the later raids it's been a bit too much. They're trying to be a bit more World of Warcraft-y, Final Fantasy 14 sort of raids.
Yeah, but again, the Final Fantasy, like the MMO raids that you're on about, like they don't have. They usually have like one or two mechanics that you can easily because it's the way the MMO works. You can easily pay attention because Destiny's a first-person shooter. There's a lot of things going on in your screen.
Ah, that's very true.
There's like so many things shooting you and coming from behind and around you, and it's like it can easily get overwhelming the amount of information that the amount of stuff that you have to pay attention to, which you can more easily like separate and log on an MMO.
Yeah.
So I think if they go back to, I mean, they did say with the Vault of Glass they're going to add new stuff to correlate with all the new abilities that the Guardians have.
I am hoping it's basically the enemies,
which is fine.
I'm hoping
like the newer enemies is I don't mind that. And maybe one or two changes to like parts of the raid is fine. But as long as they don't throw in a whole bunch of mechanics onto what is already there.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Destiny.
Yeah.
That's September.
Yeah.
That comes out in September. So like, what, 3 months?
2 months.
2 months?
About 2.5.
We're in June now.
We're in June.
Yeah, it's 2.5. 2.5.
June ends next week.
Okay, so...
it's like 2.5.
I think it's like mid-September it comes out.
Yeah, so about 2.5.
So 2.5. Okay, so that's Destiny. We're now going to talk about basically what's been announced today, because I don't think there's really much else to talk about. That's why we're talking about Destiny, by the way. There really wasn't anything.
Also, you really wanted to talk about Destiny.
Well, no, it was literally because...
I'm pretty sure there's something we're forgetting. I just can't.
I can't remember.
Can't.
So, today was the Summer Games Fest Day of the Devs. Which is the indie developer stuff.
Oh, by the way, everyone, for anyone whoever gets to this point and thinks, "Oh, are you actually going to talk about The Last of Us 2 reviews?" No, because Mr. Maxwell is playing through it. He hasn't got to the end of it.
I will talk. I'm not going to talk about the reviews because I don't want to talk about the reviews. And secondly, I will talk about The Last of Us once I finish it.
Yeah, because
I will give my honest opinion about the ending.
Yeah. Because The Last of Us 2 is just like The Last of Us 1. The gameplay is...
For me, gameplay is secondary to The Last of Us.
Yeah, no, but it's like... The Last of Us is solely about its characters and story. So
yeah.
And you can't really judge a characters and stories until the very, very end.
Until you get to the end, yeah.
Until you get to the end, just so that's...
So,
just for anyone...
I don't think it's going to take me too long to get there. I mean, it is a 25-hour game.
I know,
so
which is
like... It might take a while.
Which is like weird considering how long, the first one wasn't that long.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But it's a lot more. I will talk about the gameplay. The gameplay is, if you played The Last of Us 1, you pretty much get. It's pretty much the same thing. They have added some other things in, like there's more of an open worldy feel to the game. As you go to spoilers, Seattle. Which, if you've read the fucking any sort of
I think everyone and their dog knows that.
You should know that it's in Seattle.
Yeah, the vast majority is set in Seattle.
Anyway, right. So today we had the announcement for Crash 4. It's about time.
That is actually the title of the game as well.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It looks because you've not actually seen it yet, have you? You've not actually seen the trailer.
I haven't seen the trailer.
I have. So it looks like they've gone for a much more original Crash Bandicoot look.
So like,
although I will admit, Crash looks very odd to me. It looks very weird. It looks like his mouth is like way up, way up,
to where it should
and
be.
his eyes, his head is like that, and then his mouth's there, and it doesn't look like he's got like a chin. So it looks like his mouth is part of his body.
Yeah, it depends on the art style they've gone for.
You'll see what I mean when you look. It's very, very odd, but he looks like Crash.
Yeah,
you can't mistake him. So
is the style a little bit like the remake?
Kind of, yeah. But they have done their own little art.
Yeah, they've put their own little twist on it.
Yeah, but they have gone with the original, sort of like the remake, remastered sort of look. Yeah. It looks very Crash Bandicoot, which is good. Well, I mean by gameplay wise.
So like pseudo 3D. So it's like there's a lot of more 2D movement, but there are like 3-dimensional movement in certain places.
It looks a lot like that.
Which is fine. It's what we like about Crash Bandicoot.
It's been developed by Toys for Bob. Now they are the ones that did the Spyro remastered.
Was it Reignited?
Yeah,
trilogy?
Spyro Reignited, which is good. I really liked the Spyro games, the Reignited ones. I really liked them a lot. I thought that was great. So, and Jeff Keighley actually talked to one of the developers.
Yeah.
I think he was the head developer. Basically, we're going to have more of a multiversal sort of game.
So basically, obviously we haven't seen anything like the HUD or anything. So
no,
like the HUD worlds.
No, we've just seen basically I think levels, and maybe like sort of outlines of the HUD worlds. If there is HUD worlds, there might not be. But they have said that we're going to have more than just one mask. So we're not just going to have Uka Uka. We will have one that deals with sort of like time. Mm-hmm. So you can pause time. Mm. So basically like
So I wonder
puzzles.
If is it Entropy? The time one.
Yeah,
I wonder
Entropy.
Is he going to be the big villain or
I know Neo is in it. Neo Cortex is in it.
Yeah.
Now, whether he's a villain or not, because you can actually be Neo Cortex.
Neo Cortex is always a villain. It's just whether or not
he is the villain.
Whether or not he is the villain of this game is another thing.
The evil mask is in. Aku Aku?
Aku Aku, yeah.
Because it's Uka backwards.
Uka backwards.
Because they're brothers. However, masks work to be brothers. But anyway.
Well, then Crash Bandicoot gets an actual life for eating Wumpa fruit.
100
Wumpa fruit. And then gets eaten by a giant man-eating piranha.
There's going to be multiple playable characters.
That's...
So, Crash... I know Crash, Coco, and Cortex. Right, but they did say there's going to be more.
Yeah.
The mask, there's also one... There's a gravity one.
Okay.
There's a couple of good little in-jokes in the trailer as well. There's one where one of the masks says, "How many times have you beaten this guy?" And Coco replies, "3." To which then the mask goes, "Are you sure? It feels like you've done it a bit more. You've done it more times." Obviously referencing to the other, which is a really nice little in-joke.
Yeah, that's a little in-joke to like... Yeah, I wonder if they'll bring in what's her name, Crash's girlfriend from the first one.
Maybe.
And I'm trying because she does actually have a name because I actually have her on.
She's
Crash
on
Team Racing.
Crash Team Racing.
Yeah, I have her.
I want, because there's so many that they brought in that just for that game. I want to say like Sophie, but I know it's not Sophie because Sophie's one of the other ones.
Is it? Question mark? I don't know.
I think it begins with A.
Annabelle, maybe.
But that's really about it. They didn't really show much else, but it does look.
It's probably like
really
early.
cool.
It's probably like in early alpha.
It's not. It's coming out in October. I highly doubt it's an early alpha.
That's not early alpha.
It comes out October 2nd.
It's a bit weird. Do you know what? This year has been full of those. It's been full of games getting delayed, and full of games going, here's our new game. By the way, in 2 months' time,
It's
gonna
out.
be out. I mean, I can understand how they've kept Crash 4 under the radar because no one expected an actual Crash game.
Yeah, no one's really been expecting a new Crash game.
No.
Sort of thing. Also, there's a lot of I think they took inspiration from like Ratchet and Clank and that, and you can see when you watch the trailer, you can see what I mean by that. There's a lot of like gear grinding in it and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Which is fine.
It's going to be really interesting because
I'm looking forward to it. It looks really fun.
Here's the thing, right? At the end of this generation, we're going to have Crash 4. And next generation, we're going to have Ratchet and Clank. Now, here's my question. Where's goddamn Jak and Daxter?
No, we're not getting Jak and Daxter again. They're never coming back. Which is a bit of a shame. Or they will come back, but they'll come back in a weird fucking...
mobile game.
Racer bloody game thing.
No, they already had that.
No, they'll do a new one. They'll do another one. That's what I'm saying.
No, the remaster the.
Yeah, they'll
Ratchet
remaster
X.
the.
Was it Ratchet X? No, Jak X or something like that.
It's the one where they're in airplanes. Remember that one?
Oh,
it was on
God,
the Vita.
yeah.
It's fucking terrible.
Yes.
It's really bad.
That's why no one remembers it.
So, moving on. Crash Bandicoot. Really happy for. So, moving on to the Day of the Devs, which was basically a Double Fine and Emobit.
Yeah.
I think that's what they call
Oh, yeah, it was basically...
They do like...
the
they show off a load of indie games.
Which is good. Indie devs
So I watched all of it and I basically wrote down the ones that I kind of like the look of.
Yeah.
There were some that were just a bit too... Like, I don't mind, like, out there sort of art styles, but for me, it's just like...
Oh, wait till you come out.
Yeah, just go away. Because, like, when I see out there art styles, I instantly go, you're going to be one of those weird-ass puzzle games.
Yeah.
And they're just not my cup of tea.
Going back to the EA originals, there was... Oh, was it the World of Random?
No idea.
Basically, like, if you made a 3D platformer in the art style of Tim Burton, that.
Oh.
You play this little girl who...
Oh, wait. Yes. I remember. Yes. I knew there was one that I was just like, it looked really, really
cool.
different and cool.
Yeah, it looked really, really cool. It's got this, like Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank.
It kind of looked like if
Dynamic.
Little Nightmares was more of a platformer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it looked like.
It looked really interesting.
Yeah.
So
It's one to keep an eye out for.
I don't know if I've got the name right.
So,
But anyway.
on to Day of the Devs. Now, I tried to write down the devs as well as the game.
Yeah.
I didn't catch all of them because obviously writing and watching things. I'm terrible at doing two
trying
things
to
at once.
write.
So, the first one that they showed off, it wasn't really a game. It was more of the studio.
Yeah.
And they're called Gameheads, and what they are mainly for is for more diverse games that have been done by minority.
Oh yeah,
So,
like
and they showed off a bunch of games
yeah.
that they'd done. One was a reptile. I think it was called Reptile Arena, and it was basically just two snakes fighting each other, basically.
Yeah.
I
remember
they
there was
what they also do is they teach how to make games to minority communities. Like so, the
which is great because that's how you get a more diverse like story.
it's also how you get
innovation.
It's also how you get innovation and like how you get the really random stuff that you can
That turns
find.
out to be really really good.
Yeah. So more of that. That's great. So they showed off that. There was a bunch of games on there. I didn't catch all of them because I think there was like 4, and I were really only the one that really just spoke out to me was the Reptile Arena one, which looked kind of. It definitely was low budget, like low budget, but it looked funny.
Yeah.
Like that sort of game. It's obviously a game that doesn't. It's snakes fighting each other with weird.
It doesn't take itself.
And
It doesn't take itself
Yeah.
too seriously.
So the thing they showed after that was the Heartful Escape. Now that was shown at last year's E3. It was the one where it was like a 2D sort of scroller, but you had a guitar.
Oh yes, that one.
And so they went into more detail about like what the story is and all that sort of stuff. And basically, you play this character who is the I think nephew of this big
Pop star, rock star,
music star.
Yeah.
I can't remember if he's basically
he's
basically
really
that
world
world's
famous
version of Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Right, and the main character is the nephew, and they're big. Everyone's that excited because this is going to be his first live performance, and as you go through, you're finding stuff out about like the world, and that it's not everything as it seems. A lot of the things that are like the psychedelic stuff that we saw from E3, that looks to be all inside the guy's head, but
which kind of makes sense.
it is customizable.
Ooh.
You can make up your own artist's name.
That's pretty cool.
You can design the look of your person. I think you can change the guitar that you've got. There's a lot of things that you can do, and the way you actually communicate with other characters in the game is via music. So you have to strum the guitar in certain ways to talk to
That's interesting.
other characters.
That is interesting.
It's a very pretty game. It's very pretty.
Yeah. I mean, when they showed off last year,
It also
looked
uses
really good.
It also uses sound. So basically, you could actually run through the entire game
Yeah.
and not have any real sound in the background.
Cool.
Because what it is you use the guitar and things will happen in the background
In response.
to the. So
That's
get
pretty cool.
you'll also get the soundtrack. So if you don't play the guitar, you won't hear the other instruments as well, because the other instruments are also part of the background. So what they showed was like the guy playing the guitar as he's running through, and these like weird fish things that come out the ground and start spewing water, and as the water's spewing, we are getting I think it's a harp going along with the guitar.
That's pretty cool.
So that's really really cool.
That's a neat little touch. That.
Yeah, it looks really really cool. It's not my jam, if I'm honest, but it looks really cool.
I will be
The
interested
look
to
of it's
see
really
people
cool,
play
and
that.
Yeah, it's one that I'd definitely watch if someone who's playing on Twitch or streaming. I'd definitely watch it.
Just to see what they do.
Yeah, after that, I think this is one that you would be really into because you're into this sort of stuff. It's 2 things that you like. It is space, travel, and all that sort of stuff, but also base builder. And basically, if they decided to make a Minecraft into a giant MMO and put it in space, that's basically what it is.
Shut up and take
Imagine Minecraft with EVE Online.
Take my money.
That is how I would describe it.
Take my money. Take my goddamn money.
They go through a lot of stuff. Now it's developed by Frozen Bytes.
Yeah.
The game's actually in early alpha, which you can go to.
Do you know what?
Website.
Do you know? My plan for that would be to be basically build a refuel station.
Yeah.
So basically, just like build a giant like.
You can.
Obviously, because it's full of fuel, it's like, oh well, obviously we're going to be armed to the teeth here.
Yeah.
Just in case pirates.
Yeah. You can. There's a lot of things you can do. Also, like it is like a full-on base builder to the tiniest minuscule little thing. Like, you can't just be like, oh, well, I've built this thing, so I'm going to stick it here. It's not like that. Like, you built the thing, now you need to have the thing that actually allows you to put it up on the up there where you want it.
Yeah.
Or like you need the bolts and screws to screw in and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
So in other words, you can't just like build it like in Minecraft where
It's not just a block and then you put it down and there it is.
yeah,
it's not like that.
no, you actually have to like ship it up there. Start.
Well, no, it's already in space, so you don't have to ship it.
Yeah,
up
no,
there,
but like
you have to build it.
you have to build it. You
Yeah.
have to then
But
put
you-
all the stuff in so that it actually works. Oxygen.
The really cool thing, the thing that I like about this, one thing, it's first person. You can do first person.
Yeah.
You can form factions and have giant space battles in this game, like Eve. Like you can have like these big ass things, which I would be, as I've been in almost every game that lets you be anything. I'm just going to be the guy that goes out and finds materials and then comes back and sells it to people. That's it.
Yep. You're going to be a miner.
I'm going to be a miner, which you can do. You can actually go to like asteroid belts and just mine away and find things.
That's the thing with Elite. Elite Dangerous is like, it's kind of like that. It's more, but there's no building mechanic in it.
Yeah.
You can be a miner, you can be a bounty hunter, you can be an explorer, and there is like faction stuff, but it's not to the level of Eve. For people to be like, for them to be saying like, yeah, we want full on like Eve. The best things about Eve is when a news report comes out like, yeah, by the way, there's been a giant intergalactic war that was so intense that $20 billion was wiped off and wiped out. Like actual money
Actual money
was lost in this war. It's just man. And like the thing is right is that if they get this right, this will be you will have the kind of shenanigans that go on in Eve. Like for example, I remember the story of this one faction in Eve built this giant space station. And basically the person they put in charge was a spy from the other faction they were at war with.
Yeah.
So basically you waited for the ships to be out of the station. Because what they basically planned it is like, the station gets built, it's fully built, and then all of a sudden their enemy, the faction at war with, jumps in. So they literally just sent everything out of the space station, calling all their allies. And as they do that, the guy basically switches sides right then.
Oh.
So like all that money and resources they put into building that base just turned around and started killing them.
Oh.
But yeah, that's the sort of thing when you read in the Eve, it's like, oh my fucking god.
I do actually think you would really like, and I think a lot of people should actually check out Starbase. It looks really cool.
I will probably be happy.
I'm not a builder, but like I said, in these games, what I like to do is being that knobhead who likes to go out and mine everything and sell and make all the money.
Yeah. It would
That's
be,
just
it
what
would
I
be
do.
literally like I would be the guy that just like sits in the fucking station,
Yeah.
taking all the money,
Really-
taking all the money for people basically fueling up their ships to go and do actual stuff, and you'd be the guy bringing in all the minerals.
Yeah. There's also other things that they showed off, like if you wanted to, there are hidden moons and hidden planets that you can just go off and try and find.
I know exactly what one. I know exactly. If you can build whatever the fuck you want, I know exactly what one group. There'll be a faction created, and its sole purpose will to be build the Death Star. It's like,
it's gonna happen. Of course, it's gonna happen.
It's going over to that small moon.
That's no moon.
That's a space station. But yeah, I probably would be like, I'm just gonna make this nice stop.
For me personally, this was the best game that was shown in the indie devs. It just looks so cool.
So is it early alpha?
It's early alpha. You can actually go into the early alpha if you go to their website.
That's pretty cool.
It's developed by Frozen Byte.
So
It's actually, I think it's also coming. They want to release it on consoles, so most likely it's going to be out on the
PS5.
Xbox Series X and your PS5.
Here's the thing. I know you're not really that fussed about crossplay, but these are the sort of games that
This
crossplay,
game crossplay would be massive.
crossplay would be fucking amazing.
would be massive.
But
for.
here's the thing, right? Here's one thing. I guarantee you, this game will be out before Star Citizen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Before Star Citizen
Yes.
actually gets a
I
proper
think
release.
I think they did a report not long ago. Star Citizen has now gone over the 300 million mark.
Yeah, it's the most. It's going to be one of the most expensive games ever made.
Yeah.
If not the most expensive game ever made. And
Here's the thing, right? If that game ever gets released, I feel like I have to buy it because, like, I have to see it.
no, you just,
I have to. I feel like.
just watch other people play it. There will be plenty of other people playing.
But yeah, I think Starbase just it looks so cool. They showed off a little bit of like when you're in space and you're not in a ship. You're not in a ship,
All right.
right? They did show stuff in the ship. But what I mean
so
is like
you can
you need
UAV.
To,
No,
yeah.
is it UAV?
think so.
What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. You can basically get out of the ship and
Yeah, but like for mining, they showed off mining. You can tether yourself to the ship. If you don't tether yourself to the ship and you don't have like a jetpack or something like that, you're just gonna float off, which I think is really cool.
that is.
It's just
cool.
those little touches that I really like.
Oh, that's a really neat.
But I would
way.
I would like to do that as a group. So like somebody is the pilot of the ship, of like a little box sort of
Yeah.
ship,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you get a bunch of people who are all tethered to the ship to go out and mine, which I think is really cool. Yeah, I'm actually, like I said, I'm not massive into Stargate, those type of games,
Space
but
games.
that game really piqued my interest. And like I said, for me this was the best
That's one of the lot.
best looking game of the lot. The next game, which is by Big Blue Bubble, and this is actually going to be released in October.
Okay.
Now, this game, it definitely took its sort of inspiration from, especially the art style, from Dead Cells. They even admitted this. They even said that they took inspiration from Dead Cells and the type
Dead
of
Cells.
and the type of game that it is.
Ah, right.
It's called Foregone.
Yeah.
And it's basically Dead Cells, but if it wasn't a roguelike.
Ah.
So it has a story. It does have a story, but it's more, I would argue, a Castlevania
Yeah.
type game than what Dead Cells is.
So in other
It
words,
looks really nice.
yeah.
It's a very good game. When you see the trailer, you'll understand what I mean by like it's definitely Dead Cells
Art
sort
style.
of art style, and
That
also like
the thing is, though, that pixel style, that pixel art style is
very good.
very good because it's like it tricks you into thinking. So like, cause when a lot of people go on about like pixel art, it's like not much in the way of detail, but
Everybody thinks when you say pixel art, everybody goes back to like early Mario,
like Mario
like
and
8-bit sort of style art.
Sonic,
Yeah,
Mario, Sonic, that period.
Yeah.
And Dead Cells is like the detail in that
Oh, yeah.
like Dead Cells,
Seriously.
Blasphemy.
when you see the art for Foregone, it is really nice to look
Yeah.
at. It's really good. There's not much really else to really say about it, other than it's if Dead Cells and Castlevania had a baby. That's basically what it is.
I'm not going to be complaining.
There's
about
no
that.
complaints about that.
Nope.
The next game, there was a couple of games that came out after that, but I wasn't really massively interested in. There was Black Book, which I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the developers, because first thing, they're a Slavic development group. And here's the really cool thing about it: the game uses what it uses. It's action. It's sort of like think Slay the Spire, but if it had action adventure sort of element to it.
Right.
So it has the deck build.
Yeah, it's a deck build mechanic.
for the like fights,
Yeah.
but you can also sort of like walk around and so not action adventure, sorry, like old school adventure sort of vibe,
Yeah.
but with the Slay the Spire sort of card deck.
That's pretty cool.
Which is pretty cool. The visuals is pretty nice. It's really good. I will say this about every game that was on here: they were all nice to look at.
Yeah, they were pretty. They were very pretty games, from what the ones I saw. Because I caught the last half hour of it, I think it was.
Yeah.
Because I've been working today.
What they've basically done is for the story, they have used Slavic folklore. So there's a lot of like monsters and
so
stuff.
in other words, if you like The Witcher,
if you liked The Witcher, which used a lot of like sort of I think Russian and Slavic.
well, this is the thing. The person who wrote the Witcher series, the books, I think he's either East Poland or Russian.
I think he's Poland.
Yeah, I think he's Polish.
He's Polish.
But like a lot of the stuff in the Witcher books,
a lot of the monsters in that,
which is
they
obviously
are
then told in the games and the series, it's a lot of it is based in Slavic folklore.
Yeah.
Which, I have to admit I do like seeing other like parts of folklore from other parts of the world.
Like I really like
because it is like you get to spot the similarities but also the differences, and it's really cool. Like how like someone takes something that is one thing in what it's like, the difference between dragons in Europe compared to Japan and East Asia and China. Japan and China and East Asia. Like the differences between the dragons of one and the other is like, it's really interesting.
So that was Black Book, which again it looked all right. Not for me, not my sort of thing. But you don't mind those.
I like deck building. I actually do enjoy deck building.
That's why I decided to add that one into this one. This one I think looked really cool. It's by the Molasses Flood. Mm-hmm. Now they made, I think it's called The Dark and the Flood, which I never played. I've never actually heard of it
familiar.
Till the thing. But they've also apparently helped Double Fine on Psychonauts 2 at the early stages. So their game was called Drake Hollow. Now, basically, it's kind of like a survival game.
Okay.
But it's not you who's doing the surviving.
Right.
It's you have to look after these little creatures called drakes. It's basically a base builder. So like a village builder. So you build up your own.
You have to build the resources. You have to get the resources and that to make the base. Basically the village. I'm assuming.
Yeah. So you look after these little...
To be able to be self-sufficient in survival.
The cool thing about it is that it's also co-op. So it's not just a one-player game.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's co-op, so you can have your friends help build the base, and you can all help together. And the drakes are kind of adorable. They're these little like vegetable things with eyes. At least one of them was. It looked like a turnip.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
So a lot of people are going to be going, oh, look how cute he is.
Yeah, they are kind of adorable. And there's the things that are trying to kill them are these like big black and red sort of horrible monster-y things that look like dead trees that have come to life.
Okay.
And that was what was after that? But yeah, that looked pretty cool.
I think after that you had the people who made Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
No, they. Oh yeah, they did. But it was what was that? Panzer Paladin, which just kind of looked like
it's an old 2D,
old school 2D scroller where
platformer.
You're in a big mech and you can pick up weapons and use the weapons for different things, and you can get out of the mech and do other things with the person.
I think it's an interesting concept.
Not really bothered. Not fussed me. I'm more of a 3D platformer person than a 2D, so it didn't really fuss me that much. I wasn't that bothered. Right, Ace Team, they showed their new game, The Eternal Cylinder, and if you know Ace Team, they make weird games.
Rock of Ages
being one of them, and I can't remember the other one, but they are all weird, and this one just fits right into their motif. I cannot explain to you what this game is. for the life of me.
It's a
I saw it.
well, it seems to be a puzzle adventure game from what I saw. The thing is that
But that's about it.
it's
That's
weird as hell.
That's literally the only explanation I can give
I
to
mean,
you.
at
of
least
what
you
that
know
game
they've
is.
got the eternal cylinder thing, right? There was a giant ass cylinder that's destroying everything, and
I couldn't tell you what was going on after that. Then a game after that was The Night is Grey, which is by Whalestalk, and
That
that
was,
is your traditional
point
point
and
and
click.
click game.
yeah, I'm happy to see the.
This was the only game where the art kind of just didn't.
It was going for like an old hand drawn cartoon
Yeah,
style.
everything for me, everything just kind of looked flat and wooden and just didn't appeal to me at all.
Didn't float your boat.
Yeah,
But I'm happy that we're seeing more point and click adventure games.
I'm happy as well. I think the last one that I saw, most recent, was I think it's called Deponia.
Yeah. There's been quite a few actually. Deponia is a series.
Yeah, it's free Deponia.
There's
yeah.
at least 3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they all lead into each other. So.
Alright. And they're pretty good. They're alright. They're funny.
Yeah.
I'd
There's
give
been
them that. They're
there's
definitely
been a
funny.
couple of others. There's a Cthulhu one.
Ooh.
The which is like the main plot piece is the Necromonon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright, I did not know that.
I butchered the name of that. But yeah, I think there was a couple. I think like 10, 15 years ago, there was a space like point and click adventure games are dead and gone and no longer.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
no, you know, some of the greatest games I remember playing are point
Monkey
and click
Island.
adventure.
Monkey Island.
The mystery, was it the Mystery of Monkey Island, the first one.
Yeah.
Cruise for a Corpse.
Cruise for a Corpse, which we never completed.
No, because I think we just couldn't get a clue. There
There was
we
one
were
clue
missing,
that we were missing.
There was one clue that we were missing, and I missed.
That's the game that I want to come to Steam so I can download it and then actually finish it.
Yeah.
That is the one game.
I'll tell you what, right? If it didn't miss, I would see your eyes being like screaming against what playing it, but the Obra Dinn.
Yeah, I can't watch people play that game because of my eyes.
Yeah.
It messes my eyes up.
Yeah, I was about to say
So
it
badly.
probably does miss.
It's the reason why those really the out there art style games.
I mean, the reason why the
don't
Obra Dinn
like
one
them.
is because it's a proper 3D,
Yeah,
but it's done in the style of really old like ZX Spectrums.
yeah.
So it kind of does, like, even when I've played it, it's like I need to take a break.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Obra Dinn is really good. So go play.
So that was The Sky is Grey. The Night is Grey. Sorry. There was one weird bit where the guy walked into a room and it was just a woman with a shotgun.
No, it was a little girl with a
Was
shotgun.
it a little girl with a shotgun. It was a bit odd. The next game after that was Knuckle Sandwich, which was by one guy.
Yes.
His name was Jeremy. I didn't catch his name, so I couldn't write it down.
Yeah.
It was Jeremy something.
The art style is very reminiscent of Earthbound. That's the game.
Earthbound, yes. It's called Mother in Japan.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Anyway, yes, very Earthbound sort of style thingy. And then it had the turn-based...
It had,
Combat,
yeah, it was turned by
which
combat,
was-
but it
and
seemed
you-
to have
you-
like mini games, sort of, aka
Undertale.
like Undertale-ish,
When you wanted to use...
like special powers and that.
Yeah.
So
That looked alright.
yeah, it did look really, really. I mean, you know, it's the art style of Earthbound is timeless.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, just like there's more detail because you've got more processing power.
Mm.
It's not just a bunch of you know, you've got more pixels to make more
Yeah.
more detail. And it's an RPG, and I like my RPGs. I like my old school grindy RPGs.
Yeah. It looked alright.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things when people went on about like Final Fantasy X, and I think it's 12 that they basically 12, and they said, well, at least you like Kingdom Hearts, like at least you can avoid the combat and you don't have to grind or you don't have random encounters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I like that.
Yeah, random encounters is the it's like you're either on one side or the other. Like there's no sitting on the fence.
Yeah.
You either like random encounters
They
or you
weren't
don't.
really that much of a.
I've never seen random encounters as much of a hassle.
But here's the thing: I think you can tell. The thing is, if you were a power leveler,
yeah,
you never saw a random encounter as a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because it was always like, ooh, a little bit of extra XP because I can just absolutely because I'm a power leveler, I can just obliterate these guys.
Yeah.
For people who were like always on the edge of like the level.
basically they just
recommended
followed
level.
the story.
Yeah, basically people who just plow through the story is like, yeah, I can see random encounters fucking people over. As
Yeah.
prime example, Final Fantasy VII in Nibelheim. If you got a random encounter and it was the dragon, if you didn't grind,
Yeah.
if you didn't get a few levels before you got into there, that dragon will kill you. So yeah, I totally so I don't mind. I really don't mind old school RPGs. There's a place for pretty much every type of game.
Yeah. And then the next game, which was the last game, I think. Yeah, the last game. The
last game that we were really interested in.
What was the last game?
There was a game after that, and I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
So
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, it's only just happened and I can't even remember the last bloody game. Anyway.
It was a bit disappointing because it was like...
Yeah, they made a big deal out of it.
Oh, we've got one more special game, and it's like, do you know what would have been better if you swapped the last game?
Oh, it was that weird one where he walked out of the mouth and then jumped down through the Cheerios into the bowl. Yeah, it was that one. Yeah.
Weird.
No. Don't hype something like that up.
It should have been the other way around.
It should have been the other way around.
You should have had that weird thing, and then... Oh, by the way, we've got something else. Do you remember Chrono Trigger?
Yeah. Any fans of Chrono Trigger and old school RPGs, you're probably going to like this. It is Sea of Stars, which is by Sabotage Studios, which this was actually a Kickstarter game. And
they said they were
this
surprised.
game got massive backing.
They said they were surprised how big they got backed, and it's like, you're making a game that's like Chrono Trigger.
I think if I came out and said like, I'm making a game, it's like Chrono Trigger. Me personally, I wouldn't expect many people to back
I'd expect it to do well. It's probably one of those where they expected it to do well enough so that it would get funded.
Yeah. But not the backing.
To the level that they got.
The game looks
gorgeous.
It looks great. It's not out till 2022, obviously.
Yeah, because they've probably got an awful lot of content to put in.
But it looks really, really, nice, and it looks really good. And any fans of Chrono Trigger will probably be looking at this game really,
and going, shut up and take my money.
Yeah, pretty much.
It seems also to be like knowing the beats to why people liked Chrono Trigger so much.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're not gonna mess up.
We're not gonna mess the formula.
Yeah, we're not gonna mess with the formula too much. We'll put our own little it's gonna be our own story and our little spin on it, but we're not gonna go take the formula and go, let's just shove that in the bin.
Yeah. That was the last one. Oh, one last thing. They're also doing another one in July.
Yeah.
And they're actually doing an open showcase, which is for anybody who is an indie developer who would like their game shown.
Show us your game, and we'll have a look at it, which is really, really. And I think I've said it before, but like indie developers deserve like some spotlight because it seems
most likely these are the people who are going to be making the big games down the line.
Yeah, because they're the ones that are taking the risks. It's like a lot of the AAA gaming industry is all safe.
It is at the moment because if you look at the games that are coming out from the AAAs, it's a lot of it is like sequels
or similar to other games that have been out. Not much in the way of innovation. Like, there's so a lot of the AAA gaming industry are playing it really, 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 really safe.
I mean, to be honest,
which considering the fact that they have this giant thing above their head called government legislation on their loot box mechanics is like, but yeah, there's not much new IP or new ideas coming from. Like take EA for example, their new stuff was the origins, the originals, EA originals. That was all. That was the only new interesting
stuff. Which is basically
stuff.
their indie developer.
Yeah, which is their indie developer stuff. Everything that was like in EA done in house were either sequels or stuff that's been done before. Because like I don't, like Squadrons is maybe a really good game, but it's not new.
Yeah.
Like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter is a game that exists.
Jedi Starfire.
Yeah, Jedi Starfire. X-Wing and TIE Fighter, the previous games to X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter. Rebel Alliance.
They're all things.
Yeah, they are things that exist.
Yeah.
And they are Star Wars games, and they do all these things. And I'm pretty sure Rebel Alliance had a much bigger multiplayer point.
Probably. Probably did.
So, yeah, like I say, going back to Squadrons, I want it to do well.
Yes.
I am interested in it, and I want it to do well, because then it may give EA the impetus to actually give those people who want an actual X-Wing TIE Fighter game an actual X-Wing TIE Fighter game. Because I'm kind of concerned with what they've put here. The campaign may be pretty short.
It probably will be. It's probably not going to be a very long game.
And again, it's like, I'm looking at it and going, like I said, there's my pet peeves over it. They are pet peeves. If the gameplay is brilliant, then it'll be minor. But, like, the like, proper, like, force organization part of my head goes, that's wrong. That's wrong. That is wrong. That support craft should not. That U-wing should not be with the X-wings. That should be on its own.
Yeah.
That Y-wing is clearly not a Y-wing because that's going way too fast.
Yes.
But yeah. The indie developers are the ones that are taking the risks and like coming up with really like new ideas, and even the ones that are like being homages to
other games. They're still doing their own thing.
They're putting their own twist on it, which it's like, yeah, this is the innovation that I like to see.
Yeah, it's good,
and so they deserve to have their time in the spotlight. Because
plus the indie developed games are getting, I feel like every year it's just gotten better.
Yeah,
and better.
Here's the best thing about like the moving of technology, the improvement of technology is like it gets easier for people to do things. For example, Astarte is done by one dude. For anyone who doesn't know, it's Warhammer 40k fan film.
Oh yes! Oh my god! Oh,
and it is being done by one guy, and it is literally the best Warhammer 40k. Not even fan footage. It is the best 40k footage by far.
Oh, it's so good.
It is gloriously good.
Somebody give that man a budget and let him make an animated film.
Yeah, seriously.
That's just do it.
There's one dude. One dude that's doing it.
I know.
So what I'm saying is like the tools become easier to use.
Yeah.
It means that like these small little indie development teams can actually produce bigger and better games. And it's
well, I mean, if we look at, let's say, Hello Games with No Man's Sky. I mean, I know it started off shit when
it launched really bad.
If you look at it now, you got to remember that's still the same 11-man team that turned that around.
It's a bigger team, but the thing is, Hello Games is in comparison to like your EA, Activision, it's a small team still.
It's a very small team.
30 guys and gals. I think at one point it got to that size. 30 people.
The last time I checked, I think it was close to 20.
But here's the thing. The thing that, like, the difference between indie developers, and I think I'll use No Man's Sky as an example, is that Hello Games decided to basically just go, well, we kind of fucked up here.
Yeah.
But we know we're onto something. So what we're going to do is just put our heads down, ignore the raving mob outside with pitchforks and torches. Ignore them.
I'm going to fix this.
And we're just going to work on this and fix it.
Yeah.
Because we have pride in what we do and what we're doing. And we want this to actually be a good game. Okay? And because they're an indie developer, they really only have themselves to worry about.
Mm.
And then you have, on the other hand, Anthem, which launched a broken mess. And to be perfectly honest, is still
a broken mess.
A broken mess. Yes, it is not the same broken mess it was launched with.
How did you argue that it's worse? Because it's got more broken stuff in it.
But it's like, you're still a looter shooter without loot.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like the roadmap has disappeared. The expansions that they were supposed to have gone. The player base is nearly non-existent. So it's like No Man's Sky went from let's be honest, a broken game.
Mm.
I enjoyed it when I played it, but I could see it was not enjoyable for everyone. It was pretty bland, but it was one of those where I could just literally sit and relax and not really care.
Yeah.
And just go about and do whatever I wanted. But they've turned it from like a game with relatively little content into something that is really good now.
Yeah. Which we should do I feel like we should do because we don't do our co-op things.
No, well, because one, we need time off together.
Yeah.
And your work has decided to get in the way of that, and so is my work.
A number of times.
A number of times, and so is my work. And it's like our internet is just not behaving itself right now.
No, it's not. So.
But yeah, back to finish off on the indie developers. The indie developers.
Starbase looks absolutely fucking awesome.
I will be keeping my eye on it. However,
it looks great.
Indie developers deserve as much spotlight as possible.
Yes.
The proper indie developers, not the crap that gets put up on Steam for about $1.
Yeah, I mean this stuff. The stuff that was
the
shown on
stuff
this.
that clearly has time, effort, and resources put into it.
The stuff
that
that does get shown on like these sort of like streams where like they do want to highlight this sort of stuff. This is the stuff that deserves it. The stuff that gets put up on there by people who've only made a game for like $2 and clearly have just and then price their game for like $20.
No. Price it for $20. But all it is a bunch of assets that they bought.
Yeah.
And just
like,
randomly put down and just...
Not that stuff.
Not that stuff. Well, about like proper indie developers, they deserve their time in the spotlight. They deserve to be like shown like, hey, here's the cool shit that's being made.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to next month then.
Yeah, July will be quite good because they've said they've got even more to show us.
I think looking forward, we still have Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do. I think theirs is next month. Their more games.
I know it was supposed to be at the beginning of this month, but then shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
Literally. And they decided, you know what? There's more important things that people need to talk about, so we're just going to let them talk about that.
Yeah.
Because come the end of the day, we're just a game.
I think there's a few things next month that they're going to be announced.
Yeah. And we have the Xbox Series X Microsoft-owned stuff coming.
Yes.
So it's going to be massively important for them.
I think we'll get a price as well.
Potentially. Here's the thing. At this very moment, it's interesting because at this very moment, Microsoft and Sony are playing a giant game of chicken.
Do you reckon they're going to leave it to like the last day?
Seriously.
Both of them.
I don't think the last day, but they're going to leave it till as late as possible. It's going to be literally till the point that the finance guys, the marketing guys go, guys, we need a price because we need to tell people how much they need to buy it for. We need people
Because
to
we're getting remarkably close to the release date now.
we need people to start pre-ordering this now. So and while I am part of the camp of do not thou shalt not pre-order. This is the time where I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to.
Yeah, if
It's
you want
back
one
to
day,
it's back
day
to
release.
it's back to like PS2 days when you pre-ordered not because you just wanted the extra stuff. You pre-ordered because that was the only way you could get the game on day one.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 9.
I mean 10, because 9 was PS1.
Yeah, no, but like Final Fantasy 9, I'm pretty sure we had to pre-order.
Yeah,
Final
we
Fantasy
did.
10.
Metal Gear
Solid 2. I had to pre-order that, and I got the day off. Was I at college then? I'm trying to remember what I was doing when the Metal Gear Solid 2 came. I know I was at home.
I think you took the day off work, because I think I was working when Metal Gear Solid 2 came out.
Yeah, but Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3. Back in the day when there was no such thing as digital
Extra
downloads.
content for...
No, as digital downloads.
Yeah.
There was no such thing. There was no such thing as that unless you had a PC and a ridiculously good phone connection, because that was how the internet worked those days. But yeah.
We're old.
We are old.
We remember the days when you had to... We're putting the internet on.
Don't
Don't put the phone on.
Don't pick up the phone.
But yeah, for the PS5 and Xbox, you're probably gonna have to pre-order it.
Yeah.
For day one release, anyway.
Day one release, which
I still don't know whether I want to get one day one.
I am.
If I'm honest,
I am,
know.
but I'm a giant Sony fanboy.
I am gonna wait for.
I am a giant Sony fanboy, and my avatar is a black and white bird with blue, with a little bit of blue in it.
Blue outline.
Yeah, it's not even a blue outline. It's like if you look at the feathers of a magpie, like some of the feathers for its wings are blue, like literally the proportions of colours that the PlayStation is. And I'm like, well, I've got no
I want a PS5 just because I want to, because it looks like it's got a giant collar. If you put a head on top of it, it looks like one of those like 80s.
Oh god, giant
things.
things
Yeah.
for the 80s. Yeah. And you know what? I like the design.
I
think we said it last week. I like the design.
Yeah, I like the design.
I want to be able to. I think we can put it sideways, which will be great because I'm not having that standing up.
No.
Jesus Christ, that would...
But anyway, I think that's it. I think that's enough to talk about. We're going on.
We're diverging onto things totally not related.
I do hope you've enjoyed this chat. If you've stuck around this long, feel free to leave a comment, talk about whatever you want. If you watch the Day of the Devs, any games that you like to look of.
What was your opinion on the EA presentation?
I mean, you don't have to tell us because we all know what your opinion is. It was terrible.
How terrible? On a scale of 1 to Oblivion, and not the game Oblivion.
1 to Ultimate. Unlimited.
No. 1 to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yes.
On a scale of that, how bad was the EA presentation?
What do you think of the Crash announcement? I think it was very good. I'm really looking at it. The fact that it's out in October, I'm really happy with. That gives me something to get in October.
Yeah.
It also gives me a time frame because I could finish The Last of Us in October and then just jump straight into Crash.
Move on to an old Naughty Dog
franchise.
Yeah.
So, just leave a comment down below. I do hope you've enjoyed this chat, and we'll see you in the next videos. Bye now.
Toodles.